Hey guys, about to play the third round of a Battle for Zendikar draft. Looking to go 2-1, and I would like to play first. This. I mean, I have a 2-drop, but I have no blue, and I have to hope I draw lands pretty badly. So I think I have to mulligan. And I guess this one's a keep. Not having white is pretty bad, but I do get to scry, and that's an awesome card to hit when you scry. I think I get white even though I have Radiant Flames in my hand, and the chances are pretty decent I draw white, just because it'll speed up our game a lot more. All right, Blister Pod. Our opponent may be ramping or various other things. I mean, here I can decide whether or not I want to play Coral Helm Guide, but I think playing the Evolving Wilds is just better. I'll use it to get a... it is tempting to get a mountain, because we may not get another chance to get a mountain in the game. I mean, depending on what he does, maybe we do get a mountain. I mean, but Blister Pod, there'll be an Eldrazi token no matter what we do. So getting a mountain doesn't seem awesome. But on the other hand, drawing blue seems really likely. So I think I am going to get a mountain. Having Radiant Flames, drawing white. I mean, look at all that white. Yeah, I'm going to get a mountain. I may end up regretting that, but I don't yet. For now, I'm going to play Coral Helm Guide and use it to trade with the Culling Drone, if nothing else. But I could definitely end up regretting that decision. All right, we're going to trade with the Culling Drone. All right. Well, our opponent's stuck on 2, and we're stuck on 3 and no white, so we're just passing turns. It's pretty sweet. Rot Shambler, yeah, that's pretty problematic. Probably should have searched for a plains with that. Yeah. Yep. We just didn't turn. At least we have Clutch of Currents now in case things get crazy. Can buy us like another turn to draw the land we need. Ooh. Well, we're probably going to cast Radiant Flames now. Maybe. Okay, there's white. Thank God for that. I think I do cast Radiant Flames here. I mean, it's not incredible like it could be, but it sets us up for a lot of good turns in the future, and we get 2.5 for 1, and that's not bad. And these could be a real problem if he has more Eldrazi Scions, which is likely in his archetype. So we're just going to go ahead and Radiant Flames for 2. Yeah, I mean, he is going to get to keep an Eldrazi, which will help him ramp, I guess. That's the downside, but we have Clutch of Currents, and if we draw a land, we can actually bounce. And yeah, so let's just do it. I think it's worth it. Everything is dead. Yeah, there's nothing to put +1/+1 counters on, luckily. So he has 4 mana after he had 2, so that's probably pretty good for him, but yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Don't really want to be bouncing a Dominator Drone, so I don't think it's time to use my Clutch. I think I'll just play my Noyan. Well, I can wait till I have mana untapped. Yeah, we're going to play Noyandar anyway. See if he has removal for him. If he doesn't, we're going to do some pretty sweet stuff on the next turn. Like Clutch of Currents and Double Awakening, which is something we did in an earlier round. So if we draw a land, we can Clutch of Currents and Double Awaken and have a 6/6. And in a few turns, we can also do something similar with Ondu Rising. Actually, we could do it next turn as well. Make a 6/6 with Lifelink. Okay, Lifespring Druid. Looks like Noyandar's going to live. Something we're okay with. think we bounce the Lifespring Druid and make a 6/6 mountain. We don't really need the mountain anymore. So we're going to cast with Awaken, bounce that, and pump up this mountain. And we're going to end our turn there. So if we draw a land, we can actually go Ondu Rising and make this like a 14/14. No, it'll only be a 13/13, excuse me. And swing with Lifelink. I will do that if he taps out. I'll absolutely do that. Of course, I need to draw a land, like I said. But that's probably the play if he does that. I mean, we'll just get so far ahead. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing. All right. Well, if we draw a land, we still have good attacks thanks to Lithomancer's Focus. We didn't draw land, and that's okay. We're going to swing with our 6/6 haster, although the haste isn't really relevant right now. Then I'll play a Shadow Glider and keep up Lithomancer's Focus. Important to remember when he's in play that I have like the ability to make him into an 11/11 instantly. So with Lithomancer's Focus plus the hit trigger. So, but we'll just play a flyer. Now it'd be great to draw a land and get the lifelink and go crazy. Our opponent has, if he has a third color, he has it now, which is a little scary. Like stealing my Noyan Dar would be pretty bad with the blue Converge card, which would have been awesome in our deck, but we didn't get. But he'll only have 3 colors, so he couldn't do that. He could only steal my Shadow Glider, which isn't a huge deal right now. I want to live my dream and draw that 5th land for that Ondu Rising. That's what I really want to happen. Another Lifespring Druid. Okay. Well, that works for me. Land. Haha! It's time to live that dream. Yeah. Choose target land I control. I will. Choose target land I control. I will again. I can basically attack with everything now, too. Yep. They're all gonna have lifelink, and he can kill Noyan Dar, but like he'd have to double block somehow to do so. And yeah, so I'm attacking with Noyan Dar. I think he's served his purpose, and gaining all this life plus the things we have going on in our hand is gonna be plenty. So everyone gets lifelink. I mean, if he double blocks here and then chumps here, I mean, we're still so far ahead that it doesn't matter that we lose Noyan Dar. Would have been kind of nice to have like 1 more white mana just for like Lithomancer's Focus here, but that would be pretty mean. Is he gonna double block? Yes, he is. All right, so we just wipe his board, lose 1 card, and gain a bunch of life. Oh no, is there a combat trick involved? That'd be sad. Altar's Reap. Okay, no combat trick. But I also don't get to gain the life. As much life. So it's not awesome for us. Not much that can kill a 13/13 land in black and green. There may not be any. Oh, the 6 mana Grip of Desolation could do it. That would do it. And it would be bad. He's not at 6 yet, is the good news. But he can block forever. There's our Conduit of Ruin. We just swing with everything again. And we're going to play another flyer. Grip of Desolation would be so bad for us right now. If he has it, he could go kill that, kill this. I mean, I guess it's still not the end of the world. We have 2 more flying threats and a 5/5 in our hand, so... But it would be really bad to get Grip of Desolation right this moment. Is it about to happen? No, just Dominator Drone. All right. So everybody swings. If he just takes the 13/13, that'd be awesome. No. Just takes 5, drops into 11. I'm going to play Cloud Manta just so I can have Lithomancer's focus up just in case. Never know when it might be useful. Although chances are not right now, since... I mean, like a combat trick would not be a great trade for him right now. All right, well, he may have one. We'll do this because it's obviously less valuable, and then see if he has a trick. If he has a trick, we can Lithomancer's focus and just 2-for-1 him. As long as the trick doesn't pump him more than like +2/+2. He just wants to trade, huh? I guess I'll just trade. There's no good reason not to. Especially when we have 18 damage on the board. So, like, if he only plays 1 creature here, if we have removal, he's pretty bad shape. Void Attendant. Right, he never did manage to exile anything, is the good news for us. Skyline Cascade's pretty useless and probably won't be useful in this game, but who knows. I'm going to attack with everything. His deck can chump block pretty endlessly, as we've seen. It's pretty gross. Complete Disregard is also pretty gross. I'm going to play Conduit of Ruin so we can keep pushing. No. Because we don't have anything to find, sadly. But it will make my Shadow Glider cost 1, so if we draw another spell, we're pretty happy. Alright. Let's lose an Evolving Wilds, though it doesn't really matter. Too bad Lithomancer's focus doesn't just give protection from colorless. I think we win here almost no matter what, though. I'm going to pump this, see if he can do something about it. And if not, that's 9. Looks like it killed him, yep. We got enough ahead thanks to Noyandar giving us a 13/13 and gaining us a bunch of life. It's hard for our opponent to come back. Enchantments, didn't see any. Instance, we saw one really good one, but I'm not too worried about it. Dampening Pulse doesn't seem amazing against him, but like I said earlier, I've never seen it really be bad. Ondu Rising was certainly pretty good there, but against an opponent with freaking Altar's Reap, it's not nearly as good. Nor is Tightening Coils. I think I'd rather lose the Ondu Rising, actually. Even though it, gave me a huge advantage in that game. I think it's better to keep the removal spell in case he has some big threat. Okay, this end's pretty slow, but we have a way to interact early in the turn 4 and turn 5 play, and I think that's perfectly fine in this format. Blister Pod's annoying, though. Skyline Cascade will actually be useful if we play it next turn, because we can just tap that guy down. So I think I lead with the Island. And then we'll play the Cascade next turn. Slow down our opponent a little bit. Well, potentially a lot of bit now, because he played Hedron Blade. Which isn't horrible against us. We do have the Awaken stuff, and we do have the Conduit of Ruin and the 6/6 Deathless Behemoth guy. Yeah, that guy. But this will be pretty good right now, because it'd kind of be better almost if I'd waited till he'd equipped it once, but still equipping it this turn won't be very useful for him if that's all he's got planned. Yeah. All right. We continue to be behind, but I'm not going to use Gideon's Reproach on this thing, in case you're wondering, especially not with Noyan Dar in my hand. I might use it if, you know, my opponent had more going on and I really needed to be worried, but I don't really need to be right now. I can take a few damage. And a few more. It's something that's a little bit better of a target. Now there's Sheer Drop too. We're going to play Cloud Manta. Kind of thinking I just trade with Dominator Drone if I'm given the option. If he just kills this, then we're not going to be super thrilled. Not given the option, so we're just going to take 2. Blister Pod is pretty annoying when you have all this removal and you're like, God. You don't really want to be killing a 1-mana creature either with it, and it's even worse when it's a 1-mana creature that leaves behind another creature, so... Hedron Archive. You must have more ramp going on than we saw in Game 1. Okay, that does make playing the Conduit... I'm kind of tempted to play the Conduit first, because then I can play Noyandar for pretty cheap, and then, like, Gideon's Reproach will be, like, huge blowout. So I think... although I can't play Noyandar right now. The Conduit anyway, I was thinking I could. They don't cost the same, so it's not really worth talking about. We'll swing in the air. And then we'll play Noyandar, and if he has a way to deal with it, he does. Not, we're probably going to run away with the game. He's definitely been an MVP already. I mean, he's won 2 games for us now, I think. Early on, he just kept getting destroyed, and that was annoying. We'll just take 4 here, obviously, if our opponent... I'll just take 5 here, even, if our opponent decides to swing. Nope, we'll take 4. And we get something ingested. Shadow Glider, that's fine. We'll sheer drop it. And if we draw a land, we'll sheer drop and awaken a land and make a 6/6. So that seems pretty good. Geyserfield Stalker, huh? We did not draw land. Yeah, we're going to use sheer drop without awaken here to destroy the drone. And we're going to turn this... Sure, the Skyline Cascade has treated me well before. We're going to turn it into a creature. And we can use Gideon's Reproach if he swings with that thing. Or whatever he does. And then make it into a 6/6. Yeah, so that seems pretty good. And we'll attack in the air again. So like, oh, if he plays a land and Hedron Blade, we're not going to be able to kill it with Gideon's Reproach, which kind of sucks. But I could declare blockers and then cast Gideon's Reproach. That would make this a 6/6. No, it'd still die to it, especially if he equips Hedron Blade. So that kind of sucks. We'll probably just have to take 5 to the face if that's what he has planned. Although Lithomancer's Focus, 5 plus 3 is an 8/8. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Okay, well, he decided not to equip it first, which I'm fine with. So we'll cast Gideon's Reproach here. Pump this land up even more. Man, when all your cards have free Awaken 3, it's pretty gross. Ruin Processor, okay. Well, we're going to have to grow even bigger, I guess. Lithomancer's Focus helps us deal with that guy pretty well. On both ends, really. Alright, we're up to 5 mana. I don't really think we want to play anything because we kind of want to keep our focus ready to go. I think I just swing in the air. And then block, use Lithomancer's Focus. I guess no, that wouldn't work. I need to have this creature be the one who blocks because he's so big. So we'll just end the turn there. Even with Hedron Blade, it won't matter because it won't take any damage from colorless sources. So that's what we're going to go for. He doesn't have the mana now for Grip of Desolation, and for sure, so we're definitely blocking. All right, we declare that block. And then we use Lithomancer's Focus to pump it. And then we use Noyandar to pump it even more. So that takes care of that baddie, barring a combat trick. And now I'm really glad I didn't play spell. Alright, the null. Not a huge concern. I think we can just swing with everything now. And then play Ghostly Sentinel. Sure, chump block there. If we have to do our own blocking, we can with our Ghostly Sentinel. Radiant Flames would be pretty sweet right now, because, well, wouldn't be amazing. We'd kill our own 2 of our flyers, but would be nice. It was really good for us in the last game. It helped us slow down our opponent's quick start, so it at least made one appearance that was good. The other times I've cast it, I think I won one game in the first round thanks to Radiant Flames, but all right, there's his own Deathless Behemoth, which is definitely not what you want to be seeing, but we have 6 damage in the air. So sadly, we don't have another way to pump our Skyline Cascade. So if he wants to kill it here, he can triple block it and kill it. But that, I think it did its job. I think Noyandar has generated enough value that, yeah, just a chump makes sense too. We'll play Shadow Glider now, and we'll end the turn. We may end up having to chump here. I mean, he has freaking Deathless Behemoth in play. There's plenty of green combat tricks. Well, at least one. Okay, our opponent's scooped. If he'd swung, I would have had to chump because he could have given it +2/+2 and then +1/+1. So yeah. So we managed to go 2-1. Our deck was pretty sweet. I mean, in round one we went up against a really tough opponent and played basically all 3 games pretty tough, and it was pretty fun. But another 2-1. I don't think I've managed to record a 3-0 yet. Oh, I have recorded one actually, but almost all my recordings have been 2-1s. But those are pretty good too. Thanks for watching, and don't